Hey, don't try what you are about to see at home. We're what you call experts.
That's right. We do this for a living.
In this episode of MythBusters,
There may be bricks everywhere.
a barrel of bricks and the world's unluckiest builder.
We gotta go now.
Answering nature's call
Oh man, warm.
on an electrified third rail.
You've got the legs almost full.
It's a total disaster.
And the eel and the credit card. The ultimate smackdown.
Electric eel's looking at me right in the eye.
He goes zap, knocked backwards off the rail.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Who are the MythBusters?
Am I missing an eyebrow?
Adam Savage
I always enjoyed seeing Adam in pain.
and Jamie Heineman.
Jamie wants a big boom.
30 years of special effects experience.
Feel kind of sexy.
They don't just tell the myths, they put them to the test.
This one is the barrel of bricks myth.
Oh, this is the one the guy is trying to take bricks off of a roof and the barrel's too heavy and it drags him up, hits him on the way up.
Cracks his skull, injures his collarbone, keeps shooting straight up until he's about 2 knuckles deep into the pulley.
Of course, the barrel exploded when it hit the ground, losing the load. Then his weight was obviously heavier than the barrel's weight.
The barrel goes back up, and this guy goes back down. He hits the barrel about halfway down.
And I'd even heard that he then let go of the rope, and what was remaining of the barrel came down and hit him.
But he survives.
Yes.
So we're going to replicate this.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky.
This is a study in physics and bad luck. Victim holds rope, heavy barrel pulls him up. The barrel breaks and loses its load, so the victim falls. Victim lets go of the rope, gravity does the rest. To test this myth, the guys will have to create a building site scaffold 30 feet high. They'll run a rope through a pulley at the top, with a 500-pound barrel of bricks on one side and the victim on the other. The boys are negotiating the tricky question of who holds the rope.
No, stop spinning like this. Roll me into the shop. Oh, God. I'm going to spew. That was evil.
Looks like another job for Buster, the crash test dummy. First, they need a rope and pulley capable of lifting 500 pounds.
This is a roofer's block. So if you have a 500-pound load of bricks and you're pulling that load of bricks 500 pounds on the opposite side, but with the rope, you'll be putting 1,000 pounds of capacity on the block. This is a more traditional rope. It's manila. It's made out of tree fiber. Of course, it's a little rougher on the hand.
Manila rope. That'll hog tie this myth, which just might have some truth to it.
So is the myth widely known in the rigging industry? I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people know about this one.
I think so. I think that's, yeah, I recall it. I remember hearing the story a couple of times, so it's quite a calamity.
Over at the Brickyard, Kevin's heard about this one too.
I think I may have seen it in a trade magazine where he had put in a claim to workers' comp or something like that. Truth is stranger than fiction.
According to folklorist Heather Joseph Witham, this story regularly pops up in print.
It purports to be an accident report. Almost like Wile E. Coyote on one of his adventures. Getting hit here, getting hit there, dying here, dying there. For some reason, we think that's funny or interesting.
It's interesting enough to have the guys testing the rig back at the workshop. Nothing is left to chance. This is serious business. Buster has been fitted with a quick release hand, so the guys can make him let go of the rope at the right moment. In this myth, precision is everything.
We get to see what happens when you fall from 8 feet.
Okay, go ahead.
The quick release failed its first test.
Adam, it's a good thing to figure all this out before we get down there with 500 pounds of bricks on the end of that line.
I have some ideas about how to fix that. I gotta say, that looks like it hurt.
Unfortunately for Buster, there's more to come. The quick releases are fine.
Oh, how's that feel, sport? Oh, huh?
It's time to raise the stakes. Raise them by 30 feet.
All right.
Jamie and Adam will use their theater rigging experience to help build a scaffold.
You got any idea what these are for? Oh, okay. Am I about to feel really, really stupid?
Probably.
Now that's a floor.
The pulley is attached to a crossbar at the top of the scaffold. With 500 pounds in the barrel, plus the counterbalance on the other side, there'll be 1,000 pounds of pressure on the rig.
Where the pulley is actually pulling on the backside of the scaffolding. So in fact, a tremendous amount of force is on two little bolts that are holding the back of the scaffolding up.
The guys are also worried about the strength of the barrels.
Here's perhaps the critical question. When the barrel supposedly falls, it breaks and lets go of its bricks. Do you think these barrels will do that?
Personally, I doubt it.
See, I think they'll fall out on the first try. I think it'll shatter. Well, you want to bet?
Oh, no. Here we go
Come on, I got $1. There we go. You want to drop some bricks?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Wait a second.
The empty barrel is raised into position on the pulley and tied onto the fender of Jamie's truck.
Latching on. Got it.
Buster's quick release hand is attached.
Okay.
And things start to get dangerous. 500 pounds of bricks will be loaded into the barrel.
Everybody keep their eyes on the barrel and keep yourself out of its path.
A lot of creaking going on up here.
Our main pipe is bending a little bit.
If that pipe bends anymore, the whole rig could crash.
Back me away from this a little bit.
Jamie's got the last bricks in, but they don't know how long the rig will hold.
The rope's stretched about maybe 5 feet. We're down to about 20 feet.
I'm not even sure, actually, that the pulley's going to stay on that pipe.
The pipe's bending. We got to go now.
Yeah.
Okay?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Barrel didn't fail. All right, I owe you $1. There you go. No, that's a 5.
I'll take that.
Even with 500 pounds of bricks falling from 20 feet, the barrel stays intact. The barrel is supposed to spill the bricks, fly back up to the pulley, then fall when the rope is released. Instead, Buster is left hanging.
So far, everything seems to be spot on. The amount of weight in the barrel is certainly enough to really launch this guy. It was violent. It made him sling into the barrel. It whipped him around all over the place. And, you know, we just need to get the whole thing timed just right.
It's not only timing. They have to strengthen the rig by putting in a second pipe to share the load.
I think we should just try it again with this barrel. I'm not even sure it'll hold 500 pounds.
Jamie's gambling that it's still pretty strong. In fact, he's taking off some of the steel reinforcing bands.
He's not convinced that even if the bottom falls out, that the bricks would come out because the barrel has got a shape like this, and he thinks the bricks would wedge in. I think he's totally wrong.
They'll soon know who's right. The rig is holding and ready to go.
3, 2, 1. Oh! Damn barrel! It didn't do squat. What is this? This barrel is too damn strong. You know what?
I was right.
All right, you were right.
This 2,000-year-old technology is proving a tough nut to crack. Unexpectedly, the problem isn't the bottom, but the sides.
You know, I'm starting to believe that the myth didn't happen because of the nature of the taper and these steel bands that are on it. It just doesn't want to let go of those bricks.
A board in the drop zone will make for a rougher landing. But Adam's confidence is shot.
I've been wrong every other time, so I don't know what the hell's going to happen.
They've taken off so many rings, they're not even sure it will hold the brick's weight.
Okay, remember, Adam, it may be bricks everywhere.
So far, so good.
You've got that knife blade of a board down there. I don't know what that's going to do.
You don't know what it's going to do? It's going to wreck the barrel for us. In 5, 4, 3, 2. It worked perfectly.
That was fun. That was really cool. I mean, it went up, it went down, it went up, it went down. It's like the dummy getting beaten every which way all through the whole process. That was hysterical.
Best of all, they finally managed to break the barrel. The board did the trick. But what does it mean for the myth?
Just the fact that we were able to get what we got is I believe, very strong proof that it was conceivable.
But alas, not true.
Well, in the case of this particular story, it was printed in a 1918 joke book. So it seems that it may have started as the brainchild of one person.
A joke maybe, but Adam and Jamie have proved the barrel of bricks myth is possible. And if it's funny once, twice should be hilarious.
Have a seat there, buddy. Your life's about to get really hard. 3, 2, 1.
Buster is busted. He was designed for testing inside a car with seat belts. Smashing unprotected into the barrel was just too much.
We broke and crashed this dummy, man. I think that's a red letter day. Yeah!
Will urinating on the third rail have shocking results? Find out next. It's late. You've had a few drinks. There's no train expected. Nature's calling. What could possibly go wrong?
Where are we?
We're here at the Golden Gate Railway Museum in San Francisco, and we're testing the myth about peeing on the third rail.
Oh, this is the one guy found himself late at night in a train yard, peed on the third rail, the electrified rail, got electrocuted and died?
That's the one.
Some subway systems are powered by an electrified rail on the track. A steel paddle slides along the top of that third rail, arcing as it draws current. There's enough power in the New York subway to light the whole state of Vermont. Rob Lobenstein is the superintendent of that system. He's well aware of this myth.
My first day on the job, they give you all the safety tips and the warnings, and that's the very first thing they tell you not to do.
To test this myth, they'll need to make a stunt dummy with the same electrical properties as a human body. They'll have to come up with a system to make it pee. Electrify a track. And finally, test urine's ability to conduct a charge. So the boys need a dummy that can answer nature's call. They'll start with the skeleton.
Okay, this is actually a nice one. Did it come with a body bag?
Oh, dang.
Stop.
I'll always miss my old skeleton. It's too bad. He got his head blown off with a Mannlicher Carcano rifle.
In the past, they've encased a skeleton in a product called ballistics gel, which is used to test bullets. The guys think it might work well here, too. It has nearly exactly the same electrical resistance as the human body. They just need to mold it into shape.
We use the vacuform for all sorts of things. We use it all the time here in the shop.
Let's carry this over and cut it out.
We use it for toy prototypes when we're, inventing something.
The same plastic is used in soda bottles. They'll mold the dummies front and back and join the shells together. Normally, they'd use glue to do that. But Adams made an executive decision. He thinks it'll be quicker just to use tape.
He's looking pretty healthy. I've always wanted my own full-sized, visible human.
The same speed that Adam has when he goes through and does a job will elicit an occasional mistake because he doesn't think before he does something.
The next step is to fill the legs with gel. Crucial for the experiment, that will give them the same electrical properties as humans. They make this stuff out of boiled down animal products like cow hooves.
It's really vile. Stop. Stop.
Adam's tape is not holding.
Damn it. It's leaking from everywhere.
We didn't glue that at all, huh?
No, I didn't. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's slanted. Sideways. Oh. If we get lots of ice in here really fast, we'll be okay.
Ballistics gel sets solid when cool, but they only have 4 bags of ice.
I kind of think you're...
There we go. That's fast enough. Is there a spigot on this garbage can?
No.
Total crapola. This is a complete and utter disaster.
It is not. You've got the legs almost full.
It's a total disaster. I mean, the tape not only didn't hold, but the gelatin acts in a completely negative way upon the tape to render it, useless.
He just kind of forged ahead because, he wants to get the job done, and I normally applaud that, but it's clearly a situation where we need more speed, less haste.
At last, a break. More ice means they'll get the legs set for the experiment.
One thing that keeps bothering me about this is that, urine itself is probably not going to conduct all that much. I mean, we don't really know, but I can't imagine that you're going to be able to conduct current like you would with a wire.
Yeah.
And so the dirty work begins.
Oh, it's warm.
What this boils down to is how much current can we actually carry through about a 1/4-inch diameter stream of urine? And is it enough to kill you?
The guys know it's not just the number of volts in a shock that hurts you, but rather the amount of electricity that actually flows through you, called the current. They can work out how much current will zap a third-rail victim if they know 2 other facts. They need to find out the electrical resistance of urine.
So it's about 10,000 ohms, which is just what we expected.
And they know a subway train runs on about 650 volts. Your home sockets are 110. They'll match the subway with a transformer from a fluorescent light.
If you had a rather robust stream of urine and you were able to spray it up on the ceiling in into a fluorescent lamp, you would probably receive the same effect as peeing on the third rail.
A famous electrical formula called Ohm's law says the current equals voltage divided by resistance. So 650 volts passing through urine at 10,000 ohms resistance means there'll be a current of 65 milliamps. Just 30 milliamps is enough to paralyze your breathing. 65 can give you a heart attack. So that part of the myth is true. Urine can carry a shock big enough to kill you. In this dry run, they'll try to pass that current through a tube of donated urine, through ballistics gel, and into a relay switch triggered at 65 milliamps.
We'll be cooking with gas.
And I think we should hear the thing click if it's going to work if I plug it in right now. There you go.
That's fantastic.
Something actually worked for a change.
So they've got the body built, tested the urine, now for the bionic bladder.
Well, here on MythBusters, it seems we'll do just about anything for science. Got 250 milliliters there. It took about 18 and a half seconds. And that's what we're going to try and replicate with our rail rig. Here I go. Start in now. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 19 seconds, that's perfect.
That's a relief. But Adam's still got bladder problems.
So the question is pressure, I think.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't let gravity do my trick. You know, there's some pressure involved. So the question is how to add pressure to the system.
What better way to pressurize a fake bladder than with a whoopee cushion?
Yeah, that's holding pressure.
Better still, it fits perfectly. But, of course, that's only half the equipment.
If you make the stream really small and narrow, the surface tension is going to tend to make it go into a spray or a droplet.
Yeah, I've gone as close as I can to the real thing.
You got to fill it up?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Ready?
Commencing. Wee wee. Looks like a pretty convincing stream to me.
Yeah.
You know, the science is good. We know why things are working and why they're not working, and we're getting some really good results. I'm having a great time, as dirty as the work is. Okay.
There we go.
The MythBusters are ready to ride the third rail.
That's good.
Where's the wee bottle I have to go? I guess I can hold it until we're down there. Oh, man. Remember, don't try this at home.
We've got years of experience that keeps us safe.
Jamie and Adam have rolled into the Golden Gate Railway Museum to test the myth about the guy who died the nastiest of deaths, relieving himself on an electrified third rail.
Usually when you hear the narrative, the guy has a name. It's Joseph Patrick O'Malley, a more Irish name you couldn't get. So I suspicion that part of this is a stereotypical legend, and it promoted the stereotype of the drunken, thick Irishman.
O'Malley is in for a rough time. He's been built with the same electrical properties as the human body. The plan is to wire him up so that if the myth is true, current will run from the third rail up his urine stream and trigger an electric release switch, knocking him over backwards. The current by then will be exiting his feet. There's no third rail here, so they'll build their own. attaching a section of track to a 650-volt transformer. And once in position, there's the delicate but most important issue.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
How's the P-aim look?
P-aim looks pretty good to me. I think that's going to hit handily.
Okay. Adam, is your bladder ready to do the real thing?
Yeah, we've got it set up basically the way we think it would be set up in real life, the way someone would actually happen across the situation. It's a dry day, the ground is dry, our subject is wearing normal rubber-soled shoes, he's having a wee on the rail, there's no wires around him, we'll electrify the rail, and we'll see what happens to him.
The guys will stand on a rubber mat to insulate them. O'Malley, well, he probably wishes he'd had that drink. The electric release is like a human heart. If it's triggered, he's a dead man.
Let's make the set hot.
Hot set.
3, 2, 1.
Nothing. The release wasn't triggered. O'Malley lives another day. Adams putting on a brave face.
That's exactly what I expected. He's got rubber-soled shoes. He's on dry ground. There's no way a mere 600 volts is going to arc through his shoes.
But there's life in this myth yet. Maybe it was a rainy night. The guy's shoes were wet. That would help complete the circuit with the ground.
Hot set.
We're electrified. Here we go. Nothing. Not a thing.
Damn.
He needs to see a doctor. Set is cool. Jamie, dry shoes didn't work. Wet shoes, wet ground didn't work. What's next?
Well, I guess the only thing left is to take his shoes off, and we'll assume he's barefoot.
Okay. Okay, there's 2. Stumbling around a train yard late at night, looking for a place to pee, barefoot. All right, are we good?
Hot set.
All right, here we go. Nope, there's no connection going.
The guys are starting to suspect the problem isn't in the feet, but the urine stream. Perhaps it's not carrying the current.
Yeah, it looks like those are not forming a solid stream.
Yeah.
But suddenly they've got another, more dangerous issue.
What's that sound?
The wet ground beneath their mat is live with electricity.
Yeah.
Off. Turn it off. Again, it just shows what we knew, which is that the urine is highly conductive, and that couldn't have been a continuous stream of urine, because if it was, we would have activated the relay, right?
Yeah, we should see that on the high speed.
Yeah.
Sure enough, by the time the urine reaches the rail, it's broken into separate drops. It needs to be solid to carry a current. The guys might have a solution for that.
The only thing we have left is to try a larger stream of urine. You know, maybe that'll be more likely to create a continuous connection there with the ground.
That's what we started out with, and that's where we're going.
This could be the best day in O'Malley's life. Or the worst. The guys are hoping their luck will change. This is their last chance to prove the third rail myth is possible.
I'd like to see this thing work. I'd like to watch it fall over. To be honest, I still don't think it's quite going to work.
The ground is dried enough to safely try again. The larger, anatomically dubious stream will stay solid longer. And they decided to give the myth another helping hand, moving the rail closer.
The bladder is full. The rail is set. The electrics are good. We're good for the close-up test.
Powering up.
Powering up.
If this setup doesn't complete the circuit, trigger the release, and kill O'Malley, it will certainly kill the myth.
All right. And 3, 2, 1. Hey! It worked.
Yeah, man. 6 6 inches away from the
It just
rail.
goes to show, do not grab the third rail with both hands and on it from 3 inches away. Oh, man. Wait a second. I got to take a leak. Woo! That'll never make it in the show.
It was tricky, but they've successfully jumped a current from the third rail up a stream of urine with lethal results.
So after all the testing we did, Jamie, do you think it's possible to electrocute yourself by peeing on the third rail?
Maybe given the right circumstances, it's raining, it's the ground's wet, his shoes are wet, or maybe he's not wearing shoes. Could happen.
In fact, there are no recorded cases of O'Malley or anyone else dying like this in the New York subway.
Watching it break up in every stream that we've photographed, just doesn't look like you could make a solid connection.
I'd say that's a myth busted.
Not that I'd be peeing on the third rail anytime soon. You're watching MythBusters. Isn't that right?
Coming up, can your choice of wallet make or break your credit card? 2 million dead fish, a demagnetized credit card, more slime than the Ghostbusters, and Jamie and Adam have a slippery myth by the gills.
Well, that's a sight for sore eyes.
Oh my God.
Imagine the wallet that you can make out of this one.
The myth here is that in 1986, reports started to surface that there were problems with credit cards due to eelskin wallets. Apparently, the rumor was that the eelskin wallets were coming from electric eels, and therefore electromagnetic currents or something were causing problems with the creddet cards.
Eelskin wallets wiping out credit cards? A fishy myth if ever there was one. There's only one place to start. John McCosker is Dr. Eel. He just loves them. And there are plenty among the 2 million specimens at San Francisco's Steinhardt Aquarium.
I was called about eelskin wallets and the fact that somebody who owned this had on more than one occasion found a credit card didn't work. So she asked me, is it an electric eel?
The eelskin myth slipped out of the deep. It was soon shocking readers coast to coast.
Electric eels really pack a wallop.
This is an electric eel right here.
Yeah, you got about 400 to 500 volts. Sure put you on your keister. Turns out that there is an electrical discharge in you and me and every fish when they move a muscle mass. But they have concentrated this in muscle packs so that it builds and stores a very large discharge. And it's able to release it all at once. And when it does, it just stuns everything in the water around it, and then it just gobbles it up.
The guys know flowing electricity creates a magnetic field. But surely leather from a dead eel can't hold a charge. Their mission is to put a lid on this myth once and for all. They'll start by making up a bunch of stunt credit cards using a magnetic rider. The strip on credit cards is made of magnetic particles, each about 20 millionths of an inch long. They record information in the same way as audio cassette tape.
They all have the same information on them, and now they're ready to be abused in various ways. Let's see if we can take the information off. Where are we going to start? What are we going to test on this one?
Well, we got to put cards in wallets, see what happens. We'll leave them there for a while. We'll measure the wallets, see what they do.
It seems our myth is quite widespread. Eelskin has proved to be a natural leather that is harmless to the magnetic strips on credit cards.
They'll be the judge of that. First, what happens after just a few seconds contact?
Want to swipe them, see if anything happened?
Yeah.
There it is. All the data.
No surprise there. Maybe it needs some wear and tear.
There you go. Wallet didn't do anything to it. Let's leave those in there for 24 hours or something and see what happens to them after that. Another theory, actually, is that during the tanning process, residue could get left on the wallet that gives it a small charge that could demagnetize a card.
Something like that might have iron particles or something in it that they've impregnated the leather with.
Yeah, and if such a thing is possible, we should be able to test for it. I can't help myself. I need some satisfaction. It's like a bad television effect, but it's happening right in my microwave. Oh, that's the best.
The microwave arced the metal in the disc. If the tanning process leaves metal in the wallet, it should do the same thing.
Well, normally we'd see some kind of sparking going on, wouldn't we?
Normally we would. You think it's hot?
Might be warming up a little bit.
No sparks, no metal. The guys need to find another explanation.
It's warm. That's about it.
They just can't seem to get a grip on this eel skin myth. Maybe that's because there's a twist in the tale.
So eel skin wallets aren't actually made of eel skin at all, right?
Well, not electric eels, not moray eels, or any other kind of eel. Actually, made from a disgusting fish called a hagfish, called the slime eel. Now this is a slime eel. You gotta be a little odd to like slime eels.
Somewhere, somehow, a fisherman discovered this skin makes great leather.
You know, I wouldn't look at this and think, wallet.
No.
This is Adam and Jamie's lucky day. The aquarium has live hagfish.
They just look like snot in the bottom of the tank. Look at this! Wow! Look at this thing. Looks like the mummy. Isn't that great? I'd rather put my hands in formaldehyde than in a tank full of hagfish.
The slime is a defense mechanism in the wild, which seems to work pretty well in captivity too.
Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, that's really spectacular.
Whoa! Oh, please get it.
There we go. There we go.
You guys are hired. I warned you.
Yeah, no, I know.
They are no closer to busting this myth. The slime eel left them empty-handed. Or did it? In the eel skin wallet myth, John McCosker did some myth-busting of his own. He's convinced the fish have been framed.
It wasn't until we finally obtained a wallet that had been used that we then realized what the problem was.
What turned out to be the problem?
Problem was geography. There was a magnet right over the band of the card where the signature was located.
Could it be true? Could a small magnetic clasp be erasing bank details? How hard is it to wipe out a credit card anyway? Jamie and Adam vow to find out.
We should point out that the way this holds the bills together is magnetic.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we try and read it? I read it just fine. I'm actually really surprised how robust these cards are.
So am I. I would have bet money that they would have messed with them.
So why don't we leave this one for 24 hours as well, along with the other eel skins.
There's also a theory you can strip cards by rubbing two together.
That one's good. Yeah, they're both good. Rubbing them up and down against each other didn't do anything.
The guys are desperate to erase a card. They've built an electromagnet so they can find out exactly how much magnetism it takes.
Here, hold still.
By varying the electrical current, they can control the strength of the magnetic field.
That's about 8 volts.
That's a magnet, all right.
Gauss is the measurement for magnetic strength.
Oh, okay.
It's coercivity, I believe. And so we have this little nifty device that reads that.
1,
The Earth's magnetic pull is about 1 Gauss. They'll be testing well beyond that.
So this is 650 Gauss.
Yeah. 1/1000.
Okay. Let's see. Card number 1 is good. Are we going to 700?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll step up the magnetic field until they get a failure.
Fine. 800 Gauss, man. Are you crazy? Nothing.
Looks like the everyday credit card is tougher than they thought. Time to step on that Gauss.
Okay, 1600 Gauss. Something tells me that nothing's going to happen. It's good. Now, wave this card like half a centimeter above the magnet. Let's see what that did. Hey, we got a read error. Read error. We got a read error.
Swiping the card has proved the key. By moving it through the field, the tiny magnetic particles in the strip are dragged out of alignment.
1,000 Gauss.
Number 4 is totally screwed. Number 4 is bad. I would say that we could call 1,000 Gauss the point at which the cards regularly start to fail.
There's nowhere near that much magnetism in the wallet. So could the person in the myth have come into contact with it some other way?
Calling this cell phone, I didn't get anything above 30 Gauss.
Nope. Nothing. It's going up to around 16 at most. That's a speaker. That's about 70 Gauss.
Nothing comes close to 1,000 Gauss.
That's a wallet with a clasp?
Even after a day's exposure, it's doubtful a wallet could generate that sort of field.
Fine, all the information's still there. Try this one. Go. Nope, all the information's still there. No ill effects at all. Let's try the eelskin money clip that has magnets in it. Nope, all the information's still there. All right, Jamie, so yeah, there's no effect on these cards after 24 hours in a genuine eelskin wallet.
This myth is all but busted. But there's one challenge left.
John, do you have an electric eel we can go visit, a live one?
And a hungry one, and it's storing its charge waiting for you. We have some live electric eels that have caused some workers' comp injuries. Guys feeding the fish got shocked, knocked backwards off the rail, and banged their head. But you can see it really hurts the fish. They kind of wince. They go zap.
There's enough power swimming around the bottom of that tank to stun a horse.
Let's put this card in the tank with the electric eel, who's right inside here. Got the Gauss meter set up all the way at the end, so if he gives a jolt, you should be able to read it. The electric eel is looking at me right in the eye. Are you getting any kind of reading at all?
No. I'm just getting minuscule variations. Nothing at all, really.
Whoop! He just flinched. Oh! He just bit the card.
You didn't see any sparks fly or anything.
I didn't see any sparks fly, and thank goodness I didn't feel anything. Now he's swimming by it again. He's really very confused. You're not getting anything?
Not a thing. Maybe 1 Gauss.
1 Gauss, that's nothing.
Yeah. You have more Gausses than that.
I have more Gauss walking into a room than that. Now he's just resting at the bottom of the tank. I'd say definitively he's sulking. Look, if people think eelskin wallets can erase a card, sticking a card in a tank with an electric eel, this ought to prove this once and for all. I mean, this is the ultimate test.
Yeah.
Okay.
Myth busted.
All the evidence is still in the card, completely not demagnetized at all.
Myth busted.
I'd say, yeah, myth busted.